Okay. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the District of Columbia. We're here for Sunday afternoon SFL action between the Baltimore Vultures and the DC Dragons. I'm Jack Brown, joining alongside me here today by Benji Matson. Benji, it's a battle in the DMV, Baltimore versus DC. And for the Vultures, they are fighting for the chance to get a first-round bye.
Good afternoon, Jack. It's a pleasure to be here beside you in the booth for this one this afternoon. Baltimore Vultures, last season's SFL champions, are headed back to the playoffs. We'll talk a little bit today about the implications about this afternoon's game. They're right where they want to be, returning to the SFL playoffs, looking to make another run for a second title in a row. Across from them, DC Dragons, back in the SFL this season, with a brand new squad of fresh faces. A bit of a building season looking to the future, but they've come on as of late, are enjoying a good run here at the end of their season. I think it's fitting that these two teams close out the regular season in the SFL this afternoon. Looking forward to a good game with you, sir.
Same to you, Benji. The last game that DC played in their original incarnation was against Baltimore. However, that was back when Baltimore was the Crabs, and technically that's a separate franchise, so it's fitting in a way that they end their first season back against Baltimore once again. Baltimore set to receive the ball to start the first half in their white uniforms with red pants. DC Dragons in the teal jerseys with the black pants, and we are underway here from the nation's capital. Baltimore going to take it up past the 20, past the 30, and trucking forward up to the 34-yard line. And that's where Jack Wigmore and company are going to start their first drive of the game.
For Baltimore, this is a tune-up. They're playing a improved DC Dragon squad. They've improved all season long. They play tough defense. They want to take the ball away. So for Baltimore, this is their final tune-up. They want to try a few new things, but nothing too crazy. They have their eyes on the final prize this season.
First play from scrimmage is going to be a handoff to T-Roy Gaines, and T-Roy Gaines gets a few yards before he gets brought down 2nd and 8.
T-Roy Gaines is there, a feature back, of course. Baltimore Vultures will be leaning on him as they head into the playoffs, hoping that they get a little bit of that rust knocked off today, get him some good work. But they're going to be hoping and praying that he can lead them deep into the playoffs this season.
2nd and 8. Once again, it's going to be a handoff up the middle to T-Roy Gaines, and T-Roy gains a nice little 3 yards on that run. Baltimore, once again, reminder, they are playing for a first-round bye. If they win this game, they get moved up to the 3 seed. If they lose, depending on the outcome of other games around them, they'll get either the 6th or the 7th seed. We'll keep you updated with more playoff scenarios as this game and the LA-Vancouver game develop. 3rd and 5. Drop back from Jack Wigmore. Short throw over the middle and a one-handed grab to get the first down. Daly Holder, the veteran, showing just what that experience can get you.
Great one-handed nab across the middle by Daly Holder. Reception number 99 on the season. One more and he's got an even clean 100. 3rd in the SFL with those 99 receptions.
Wigmore going under center, 3 wide to the bottom, 1 wide to the top. Short drop, throws it over. It's going to be caught. Spins out of a tackler, spins out of 2 tacklers. Mac Chima looking like a little tornado out there.
Smooth. Not just one spin, but he put the double spin on him. Yeah, that's smooth. Mac Chima, another one of these tall, fast, playmaking wide receivers for Jack Wigmore in this Vultures offense. Wouldn't be surprised if early in this game today, Jack Wigmore is going to try and get everyone involved.
2nd down and 2 wide at the top with only 1 man in the backfield. Short drop from Jack Wigmore, throws over the sidelines. That one's going to be caught. 1st down and a few yards on top of it, getting within Washington, D.C.'s 40. Once again, Mac Chima on the reception.
They're playing a good pass defense here, the DC Dragons, who want to close this season out with a big victory. They've come into this game winning 2 in a row. Nice little win streak for them. So they want this game, and they want to go out on a high note. They're looking to play some good defense here against the Vultures.
Wigmore has a lot of time in the pocket, throws it to T-Roy Gaines, and T-Roy Gaines, they're going to say he was inbounds and gained a yard.
Jack Wigmore stood tall in the pocket there, surveyed the field, but didn't see what he liked downfield, and that was the right play there to hit T-Roy Gaines in the flat. Just didn't go upfield as far as they wished.
2nd down and 9. 2 men in the backfield, 1 wide for Jack Wigmore. Short drop, going to throw it over the middle. Nice job just to get the ball off, get some nice, valuable yardage. Catch was made by the tight end, Lloyd Graham Jr.
Nice slant route there by Lloyd Graham Jr., the big tight end. Nice, capable target for Jack Wigmore out of East Palo Alto, California. Sure and steady there at the tight end spot is Lloyd Graham Jr.
3rd and 4 for the Vultures. The Dragons playing up close to the line. Short drop from Wigmore, and that was going to be caught for a 1st down by Ivory Irvin. Gets it down to the Dragons' 24-yard line.
Pick up the 1st down there on a great play. Nice connection between Ivory Irvin and Jack Wigmore. Just the short stop route there. And Jack Wigmore hit Ivory Irvin for the easy 1st down.
Under center now is Wigmore. Short drop, throws it over to his man, Jay Hayden, the tight end, who did a little hop step into the air to get that ball.
Nice reception by Jay Hayden, bringing that one in. Sure-handed tight end out of Alabama. Another one of these weapons for Jack Wigmore all across the board. And here again, early on this drive, he's doing a great job of getting them all involved.
Under center is Jack Wigmore on 2nd and 8. Throws it over once again, getting those high-pressure throws off to his receivers, putting them probably not in the best position, but hey, they're making the catches, and that is Daly Holder's 100th reception on the season.
And Jack Wigmore threw to a wide open Daly Holder on that throw, or Ivory Irvin, sorry, threw a wide open there. You just like to see that ball come down a little bit. That one did sail on him a tad.
Wigmore going to throw it into traffic, kind of sidearm that one. Another very risky throw from Jack Wigmore, but hey, you're looking at these receivers, Benji. They're catching everything, so I don't see why you wouldn't trust them.
Well, I think Yeah, Jack Wigmore has absolute trust in every one of these receivers here. He did have to sidearm that one a little bit, but he did get it out in front of Mac Chima just a little bit in the only space that Mac Chima could go and get it. So that was a good completion there by Jack Wigmore.
It's another short throw, nearly hit as he throws it over to T-Roy Gaines, and T-Roy Gaines sheds a tackler but couldn't handle the two at once after that.
T-Roy Gaines is excellent running the ball out of the backfield, which we all know, but he's a very capable receiver. Good hands catching the ball out of the backfield. Coming into the game, 78 receptions from his running back spot. Good for 13th in the league across all receivers.
Gonna throw it over to the side now. Oh, nearly got the first down. All the way down to DC's 3-yard line. This isn't exactly the most flashy drive in the world, but they're certainly just slicing through the DC Dragons defense. 3rd down and 1.
Choosing to go to the air here early in this game. Jack Wigmore, 11 for 11 on this drive alone. Great start here, but they are choosing to go to the air.
3rd and 1, balls on the 3. Deep drop from Jack Wigmore. Going to throw it up top, and DC coming up with a massive defensive stop. And just what a way to do it. Just go up there, get your hands up, and tip it down by Casey Husky.
Yeah, Casey Husky, the rookie out of Holton, Kansas, almost brings that one in for an interception. And at some point here on this drive, you've got T-Roy Gaines in the backfield, and you're on the goal line. You would have liked to have seen them maybe run the ball. They're lining up for 4th and 1. See what they do here.
Well, they're coming out there, keeping the offense out there. They think they can score. Well, this seems to be just a sacrificial timeout. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to send out the field goal unit.
Great first drive, though, for Baltimore. Drove the length of the field. Jack Wigmore, early on here, maybe some of his passes not quite as precise as we're used to seeing from Jack Wigmore, but nonetheless, great drive. Was 11, completed 11-11 for a stretch on that drive before an incompletion there. But great drive by Jack Wigmore. Trying something new on that drive. Maybe they get down here again in this game a second time. We'll see T-Roy Gaines' name called on the goal line.
They completely drained the clock on that drive there. We're down to 4:57 when they got the ball to start the game. So if all the drives are like that, DC's going to need to score and score quickly. Kick is up and is going to be through for 3 from Shark Tarkington from only 19 yards out. Once again, though, from Baltimore, it was a great drive, you know. I mean, obviously, you would want those to end in touchdowns, but hey, if your defense can come up and get the stop, you're in the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Points are points in the SFL, especially as you head towards the playoffs. Of course, you'd like to have a touchdown there. The 3 points and melting that clock is a great drive for the Vultures, especially to lead off this game.
So now it's DC's turn to get their start here, getting up past the 15, past the 20, to the 23-yard line. That's where Shabazz Synergy and his merry band of misfits are going to get their start.
These misfits, led by Shabazz Synergy, coming on strong here to end the workhorse. Behind the quarterback is Kevin Say. They call him the Moose. The rookie played his SFLM ball at Ottawa, and he's been a great pick up by DC. They're going to hope to feature him a lot in this game today.
Short drop by Shabazz Synergy, going to throw it behind the line, but not to the halfback. It was to a receiver who just kind of had to come down on the ball. Kind of an interesting move, but I guess you kind of have to do what you do. Ziggy Chronic with the grab.
Absolutely. Coming back for the ball. Just couldn't turn that one back upfield. DC couldn't. Ziggy Chronic, one of 2 tight ends, rookie tight ends for this DC Dragons squad that Shabazz Synergy has at his disposal.
2nd and 9, balls on their own 24. Deep drop from Synergy. Synergy throws it deep over the middle. That was going to be picked off. And Baltimore immediately gets the ball back, and they're pretty much within field goal range already.
Giovanni Bolt playing center field back here in his free safety spot. Shabazz Synergy going deep over the middle to Jeff Banfield. And the veteran, Giovanni Bolt, 6th season with the Vultures. Outstanding defensive secondary player for Baltimore. Nabs that one, takes it away from DC Dragons. Jack Wigmore and the offense are right back on the field.
First and 10, they're already in position to score. Deep drop, throws over the middle. That one's going to be caught. What a way to go up. Trust your receiver in those 50-50 situations. Catch made by Lloyd Graham Jr.
Lloyd Graham Jr. just runs a route straight up the field. He's heading for the end zone right there. Jack Wigmore just threads the needle, gets that ball to him right before the linebacker can close. Lloyd Graham Jr. has been doing that for a long time in the league. 5-season player, all here with Baltimore. He's a fantastic tight end for the Vultures.
Deep drop from Jack Wigmore. Going to be a nice little short throw to the sideline. I don't know if he got that in. Going to be second down either way from Ivory Irvin.
Tried to hit Ivory Irvin on the out route there. Had another out route on the opposite side of the field that was wide open as well. If he would have waited just a second longer, that pattern on the far side of the field would have broke open. Nonetheless, no gain on that play for the Vultures.
Split back under center is the call. Deep drop from Wigmore. Got a lot of time in the pocket, but not enough apparently. Give me 3rd and 16 after the massive sack by number 96, John Gary.
Jack Wigmore stood tall in that pocket as long as he could, but that pass rush for the Dragons finally got home. And John Gary, the rookie out of Newport News, Virginia, his 5th sack on the season.
3rd and 16, 5 wide for the Vultures. Going for the corner, caught, touchdown! Beat out his man! What a grab! And then just a simple waltz into the end zone for Mac Chima.
Just like that. Fantastic corner route by Mac Chima. Jack Wigmore hits him in stride. That's a fantastic play. You can't do much to stop that one if you're a defender. Once the wide receiver gets that break on you and is heading for that corner, if that cornerback can drop that ball in, you're just in danger there. That was a perfect play. Great connection there from Jack Wigmore to Mac Chima.
So now, pending the extra point, Baltimore is going to go up 10-0, and that they will. If Baltimore ends up losing this game, they will be playing host to the Las Vegas Fury in the wild card round as either the 6 versus 11 matchup or the 7 versus 10 matchup. If they do go on to win this game, which if current trends hold, they will, they'll be the 3 seed and they'll be getting a nice little first round bye.
And we know the Vultures are heading towards the playoffs. We're just not quite sure where they'll be seated, but it's so important in the playoffs to be one of those teams that gets that first round bye. You know they're all in to win this one today.
Kanye Rockefeller on the kick return kind of did some spins backwards. Going to be setting up Shabazz Synergy at the 19. Synergy, you know, if you're him, it's the old cliche. You got to have a short memory as a quarterback. But, you know, again, that was also your first drive. You can't really have that impact your game.
Short memory, that's absolutely correct, Jack. I mean, they got to come back out here and do what they plan to do today. Run this ball with the Moose and Shabazz Synergy, try and hit his open receivers.
Short drop from Synergy and is going to be thrown over to Kevin Say. And Kevin Say, the Moose man, makes it a 2nd and 7.
Everyone was looking for Kevin Say on that play. All the Vultures were circling on that one. They brought him down. You're right with the short memory here. Shabazz Synergy, that was an unfortunate interception, but you can't let that stop you from taking those risks down the field when you think you've got something working for you.
2nd and 7. Deep drop for Synergy, and he's going to go to the same route as last time, and that time it works like a charm. Getting the ball down the field to Jeff Banfield.
Absolutely. Jeff Banfield, the leading receiver on this team. And this is where Shabazz Synergy was going on that interception last drive. But here he's able to get this ball out to Jeff Banfield right on the spot. Great connection. First down, Dragons.
Handoff right up the middle to Kevin Say. Kevin Say waltzed through the front 7, gains 7 yards on the run.
Kevin Say brought down by Frank Smith on a hard tackle, but not before he gets upfield and gains some good positive yards on this play for DC. This is what they're going to want to do, I think, today, Jack. They want Kevin Say to take care of the work on these early downs, get this ball upfield, set up some third and manageable, third and short downs, try and sustain some drives against the world champs, and try and pull the rug out from underneath them at the end of this one.
Deep drop with a short throw to boot. And Kevin Say is going to lose none, not really going to gain anything either. 3rd down and 3.
And Kevin Say has definitely been a workhorse for DC this season. Coming into the game, 223 carries on the ground, was top 15 for running back, but he was also top 5 across all receivers for his pass catching work, coming in the 5th spot with 88 receptions on the season.
3rd down and 3, handoff right up the middle to Kevin Say once again, but Kevin Say lit up at the line and is not going to get anything. 4th and 3 for the DC Dragons.
And that's why they brought Kevin Say to DC, hard-charging running back. The Moose can pick up those tough yards. They went to him on a 3rd and 3 to try and get that first down. Couldn't get it. They got the ball up the midfield after that great Jeff Banfield reception, but this drive comes to a close. Now they're going to play some good defense.
Punt is away, and it's going to be taken at around the 10-yard line, taken up to the 16 in Baltimore. Going to set up shop once again. And, hey, the last 2 drives are scoring drives. Let's see if they can make it 3 for 3.
And if we remember, that was a short drive after that turnover this previous drive. But drive number 1 for the game, Jack Wigmore took the team right down the field, throwing the ball. Let's see what they do. They got a long field in front of him on this drive.
Deep drop from Jack Wigmore, throws it short over to T-Roy Gaines, and T-Roy Gaines not going to gain anything, but he's not going to lose anything either.
Yeah, that's a great tackle there by the Dragons. Secondary coming up and supporting the run. Anytime you're in space one-on-one with a running back like T-Roy Gaines and you can make that tackle and bring him down, that is a win. So there you go, off for the Dragons. Sets up a 2nd and 10. Like great defensive play.
Short drop. Once again, it's going to be a nice little throw on the flat. Gain of about 4, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter here in the nation's capital. Baltimore up 10-0 on DC Dragons. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching the SFL on Twitch. Third down and 6, and Baltimore's coming out with nobody in the backfield. They're coming out guns a-blazing here, Benji. High snap, got a lot of time to throw. Goes deep over the middle. That one's going to be caught up to the 44-yard line. Jack Wigmore had no time left to throw. He leaves it deep and finds Ivory Irvin.
Looking for Ivory Irvin the whole time here, and it looks like just at the last minute, Kanye Rockefeller makes the decision to come in underneath the receiver instead of playing behind him. Was going for that ball, trying to knock it away at the last minute. Was not successful. That is a big gain for the Vultures.
1st and 10 again. They're coming out with nobody in the backfield. Short throw over the middle, and it's going to be caught. 2nd and 3.
Lloyd Graham Jr. with his 3rd reception early on in the game. So at this juncture in the game, Jack Wigmore has gotten all of his receivers involved, even T-Roy Gaines receiving out of the backfield, really spreading it around. They are trying to do their best to keep the Dragons guessing on the defensive side of the ball.
Handoff up the middle to T-Roy Gaines. DC was expecting that one. Going to bring up 3rd and 3.
And now the DC Dragons have a 3rd and 3. They can get off the field here if they can play some stout defense. Unfortunately, though, it's just like pick your poison. If you're DC, you've got to decide to shut down someone on this play. Who are you choosing to zero in on this 3rd down?
They've made their choice, and it's going to be on T-Roy Gaines, who gets wrapped up well behind the line. John Gary, once again, getting the tackle. He's really been coming alive on this DC Dragons defense.
Absolutely. Has a sack earlier in the game, and that tackle behind the line of scrimmage forces the punt. That was a fantastic play by John Gary. Again, a rookie on the defensive line. The entire defensive line are rookies for DC, but they made a good stop there.
Nearly blocked the punt, and DC going to take it up to the 18-yard line. And, well, they haven't been doing that well on offense so far. However, with a stop like that, it's got to give your offense a little bit of morale.
Absolutely. They get the ball back after closing out that Baltimore drive. DC, the defense has played well all season long. They've had some good games. Currently they are averaging less than 90 yards, or they give up less than 90 yards on the ground. So they have a pretty good stout run defense, and it showed on that drive. They were able to shut down T-Roy Gaines and get this ball back to the offense.
Deep drop from Shabazz Synergy is going to be caught inbounds. Not going to be able to turn it upfield, though. Gain of 8, 2nd and 2 from Jeff Banfield.
Looking again for Jeff Banfield, that leading wide receiver for the Dragons, and he couldn't turn that ball upfield, but this is a great play on first down. Get the positive yardage upfield, and you're not behind schedule, as they say. But now your playbook's wide open on 2nd and short.
Handoff up the middle to Kevin Say. Not going to gain anything. 3rd down and 2. They're coming out in the hurry up. Kind of an interesting call.
Yeah, they want to keep this ball on the field. They think this is the way to go here.
Throws it over, and oh my goodness! Josh Gill with the veteran move, getting the hands up there, keeping DC's drive alive and keeping them hurrying up. Handoff up the middle to Kevin Say, and Kevin Say not going to gain anything. They're still going. Hurry up.
Absolutely. I might go back to the air here if they see something you like.
Handoff up the middle to Kevin Say again, and Say gets laid out after a gain of 7. Still in the hurry up. The goal here is clear. They're trying to tire out this Baltimore Vultures defense. Handoff to Kevin Say up the middle once again. And oh, he sheds a tackler. Not going to shed 2 of them, though. 4th and 1. And now DC takes a breather.
That was an interesting drive right there by DC, choosing to go up tempo, but handing the ball off to the Moose, and he took shot after shot after shot on that play. He could not pick up the first down, unfortunately, and they've got to punt this ball away.
A good drive from DC. They kept it at a frantic pace throughout most all of it, especially once they were getting things going, but now they got to punt it away, and Baltimore's going to get their hand to try and extend their lead.
Now for DC, we know they're not headed to the playoffs after their first season back in the SFL. So they're throwing caution to the wind. They really want to try and win this one going away. So they're going to be willing to try anything, even if it's new, different, and outside the box for DC. So I think that was an example of what we might see today from the Dragons.
And it's going to be picked off! Oh, if he didn't get his hands under his legs, take him out from under him, that would have been a pick 6.
Absolutely incredible play by the Dragons here, stepping right in front of this pass from Jack Wigmore. And you're right, if he wouldn't have been tripped up, he would have been still running. And that would have been points on the board for the Dragons. Nonetheless, though, fantastic turnover. Dragons playing some defense, which is what they've been doing well into this season, and it puts the offense right back on the field, a short field now. Let's see if they can put some points on the board, put some pressure on Baltimore.
1st and 10. They're already within scoring position. Short throw over the middle that's going to bring them down to the 19-yard line. For the first time today, the Dragons are in the red zone. Josh
Gill made that great catch on that last drive, going right up and over the defender. I believe Jackie said that was a veteran move by Josh Gill, but Josh Gill is another one of these talented rookies on the Dragons, and we see why the Dragons went out and got Josh Gill in the draft.
Hand off to Kevin Say to the outside. Kevin Say tries to drag a defender along, but unfortunately he's not quite able to do it. Loss of a yard.
And so far for the Dragons, it's tough running up the middle. They're trying Kevin Say to the outside here. The out routes have been working for Shabazz Synergy. It's a 3rd and 5. You might look to see if a route like that, maybe on the far short side of the field here, is open on this play.
Short drop, throws it over, trying to get the first down. He will get it inside the 10, down to Baltimore's 7-yard line. Josh Gill with the reception. You know, again, another nice catch from Josh Gill.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, targeting these out routes on the outside, getting the ball out quick to his playmakers on the outside and letting them make a play. Turn that ball upfield, break a tackle, see what can happen. In a lot of circles, that short pass play is as good as a run. And in the SFL, anytime you can get the ball to your playmakers and let them do their thing is a win.
Low snap to Synergy. Throws over to Kevin Say. Kevin Say is going to lose a yard or two. Still keeps it in bounds, but I guess that's better than an interception in the end zone.
Does set up a 2nd and 8. Always tough when you're heading into the red zone, deep in the red zone, thrown into this goal line. Everything gets compacted. And what's DC going to do now? They've been going to the outside route. Now they're lining up in a run-heavy formation, but they can't get anything on the ground with Kevin Say. See what they do here.
Handoff to the outside to Kevin Say. Going to shed a mag and not shed 2, making it 3rd and goal on the 6. If you're DC, you're aiming for that goal line this play. You're not setting up for no field goal.
Absolutely. They might come out in a similar formation, perhaps make Baltimore think they're going to try and run this ball again. Maybe look for Kevin Say on a swing pass here or an out route to the receiver on this near side of the field.
Throw short over the middle. It's going to be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, DC Dragons. Just had to fall over the line as Kay Marion as she gets her first reception and first touchdown of the day.
Kay Money Marion with the reception right across the middle. Kay Marion is another rookie for this DC Dragons. She stands 6'6", out of Seattle, Washington, picked up in the 3rd round. An excellent addition this season in the draft for DC. They pick up the touchdown. Points on the board for the Dragons.
Extra point is away, and it's going to be through. 10-7, and the Dragons have made this a ball game once again, folks.
A couple of turnovers in this game have kind of slowed the pace a bit. Both quarterbacks throwing 1 interception. Both teams taking advantage of that turnover to put touchdowns on the board. And just like that, halfway through the 2nd quarter, we've got a good ball game.
Kick is away, and it's going to be taken in around the 10-yard line. Pass 15 up to the 20. Going to make his way out to the outside. Going to make his stop at the 33-yard line for Giovanni Bolt. And for Jack Wigmore, he's got to come out and, hopefully have a better drive this time around.
Yeah, no turnovers will lead to a better drive for any quarterback in the SFL. And Jack Wigmore has started off. He's got a hot hand today, 16 for 19, almost 130 yards early in the game today. Well, the captain is from his quarterback spot.
Short drop back for Jack Wigmore. That one was nearly picked off once again. And that one was easily going to be a pick 6 had he held on to it. Pass deflection made by number 23, David Leathers.
Almost a carbon copy of that interception on the previous drive. David Leathers wants that one back with his leathery hands. Wants to catch that one more time. He'd be dancing in the end zone. The Dragons would be up if he could have held on to that one.
2nd and 10, balls on their own 33. Short drop, throws over to the side. He's going to get the easy reception, gain of 5. That was another one of those throws that looked all too familiar to the other ones as Ivory Irvin comes down with a reception.
Yeah, after the interception that Jack Wigmore threw, the passing game for the Vultures, they've settled down a little bit. They're looking more short. They're going some to the outside here. Just kind of taking what the defense is giving them here in these last few drives.
Deep drop from Wigmore on 3rd and 5. Goes deep, and it's going to go up into the air. Tipped up from Daley Holder. The man's been around in the league for so long, but those catches, man, they never get easy.
8 seasons in the SFL, Daily Holder's been catching passes just like that. That one wasn't so lucky, bounced off his hands and falls incomplete. That would have been a huge play. Probably would have been able to scoot into the end zone if he would have come down with that one. Great defense, though, by the Dragons, forcing Baltimore to punt the ball away.
So the Dragons are roping themselves back into this one drive at a time, both on offense and defense. 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the first half, folks. You're watching the Simulation Football League on Twitch. Meanwhile, in the other game, the LA Lycans are up 13-7. They're fighting for their playoff lives. A win would pretty much guarantee them a spot in the playoffs. Meanwhile, over here, Baltimore is playing for a first-round bye. They already got a home playoff game. It just depends on when they're going to have it. 1st and 10, Synergy drops back. Synergy goes over to the sideline. It's going to lose a yard to Kevin.
We've seen this pattern a few times in the game thus far. Shabazz Synergy stands tall in that pocket and waits for what he thinks is going to develop downfield, and it doesn't happen. So he goes to Kevin Say in the flat, but it's just too late. Kevin Say is not getting the ball quick enough in those situations. He's a great outlet in those situations, but if you can help it, you'd like to get him the ball just a little bit sooner so he can turn that reception upfield.
Deep drop from Shabazz Synergy is going to go over to the sideline. It's going to be caught in bounds up to the 45-yard line. Kay Marion, she has only had 2 receptions, but both of them have been huge for this Dragons offense.
Absolutely. She stands tall again at 6'6", just runs a great out route, but is able to stick her foot in the ground there. Almost, I see now she did step out of bounds right away, but it looked like she was able to stick that foot in the ground and turn upfield right away. As it stands, though, great play by Key Marion on the outside and another first down for the Dragons.
First and 10, balls on the 45. Short drop and oh! Shabazz Synergy didn't have the time to even think about going through his progressions because none other than Cyron Yates IV came in and said, I'll progress you to the ground.
That's exactly what he did for his 10th and a half sack on the season. Coming into today, he was 11th in the league with that sack total. Adds another one to the tally and sets DC back.
Short drop from Synergy again. It's going to be thrown over, caught, first down.
They make up all the yardage and pick up the first down. Great catch across the middle by Jeff Banfield, but they are going to hurry up.
Short drop, throws over to Kevin Say, the Moose. And the Moose is going to get 8 yards. Gets it to within Baltimore's 40, up to the 36. They're still coming down in the hurry up. This high-flying Dragons offense, when it's a well-oiled machine, it works well. Short throw over the middle, and that one was a little bit too risky. Nearly intercepted, not what you want to see. Nearly picked off by Frank Smith, the linebacker. 3rd and 2, and they're still in the hurry up. Short drop from Synergy. He's got all the time in the world to throw, and he makes the correct throw for the first down.
And they decided to take a breather there, which I think is just fine. They were able to pick up the first down there. Nice reception by Dennis Sagili, the big D. That second tight end we mentioned. There are 2 rookie tight ends on this squad for the Dragons. That was a good connection, and they pick up the first down.
Short drop by Synergy, throws it over to Kevin Say, and Kevin Say spins around a defender, nearly got around 2, gets it down to the 26, and that's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. The DC Dragons are driving down the field with precision and with power, but the Baltimore Vultures are still up 10-7. You're watching the Simulation Football League on Twitch. Second down and 4. Deep drop, throws over to the side. That was going to be caught for a first down into Baltimore's red zone. This is, almost unprecedented from the Dragons to be this consistently good throughout these past few drives. Hand off the middle once again to Kevin Say, and they're going to still keep it in the hurry up.
It's been working for them right now. They've got what they've liked. They're going to stick with this.
Deep drop back, throws over to the sidelines. That one's going to be caught for a gain of 7. 3rd down and 3, and they're still keeping the ball moving, and they're still hurrying themselves up. Minute 22 remaining. Deep drop from Shabazz Synergy. Synergy going to the corner. That one is caught. It was caught. Kind of hard to see behind the defender. But now they are at the 3-yard line of Baltimore. And the Vultures faithful, they got to be sweating beads right now.
Jeff Banfield, if he could have stayed on his feet, he could have waltzed into that end zone. But it does set up a first down for DC.
Hand off to Kevin Say to the outside. He just waltzes in. The Dragons are in the lead here in the nation's capital.
The Dragons have really heated up here in this second quarter. Good defense has led to some good offense. For DC, they drive the ball down the field. Shabazz Synergy mixing the pass and the run to Kevin Say. And they put some points on the board. They take the lead. I was going to say earlier in this drive, we see what kind of a weapon Kevin Say can be out of the backfield when he is given that ball early on those receptions. I know in some of those plays, he's the outlet at the last minute, but when you give him that ball and he can turn his shoulders upfield, he makes good things happen in the pass game. That was a great drive by the DC Dragons.
Kicks away. It's going to be through. The Dragons up 14-10. When earlier on in this game, it was looking like Baltimore was about to run away with it.
Yeah, 10-0. Maybe you would think for one moment that DC was just mailing this one in, but no, they're here to play. These Dragons want to win this one. They're going to give Baltimore their A game, and they've got the lead here. Short, just a minute left before the half. I think DC is feeling good about this opening half.
Yeah, and throughout their franchise history, they have never beaten the team from the city of Baltimore. But Giovanni Bull's got other plans. He spins around everybody. He's going down. He is gone. Touchdown Vultures. They take the lead right back.
Giovanni Bolt. He's done this before. He's been around the block. You got to be careful when you're kicking the ball to Giovanni Bolt. He's done this so many times. Just look at that. So graceful. Right through the middle. Spinning. Hopping. And he's gone for 6. Just like that, after two touchdowns in a row by the Dragons, the Baltimore Vultures special teams makes a huge play to put themselves back up in this game.
All that work from the Dragons was all for naught, it seems. 42 seconds remaining. Shark Tarkington out to attempt the extra point. Snap is low, kick is away. It's going to be through. Baltimore now back up 17-14, but this game, if anything is shown, it's far from over.
Absolutely. DC is here to play. They won't let this special teams play phase them. Coach will get them pumped back up at halftime. It's always the reminder, though. You always got to be careful when you're kicking the ball to Giovanni Bolt, the veteran. That was his 7th touchdown in his storied SFL career on kickoff returns.
Well, Kanye Rockefeller took it in the end zone. He's like, I'm not even going to try. Brings it out to the DC 20. And now you kind of have to ask the question, do you just try and gun for the field goal, or you just, you get the ball so the second half either way. So do you just take the time off, or do you try and go for some points?
Well, where DC's had success today has been in the short passing game to the outside, swing passes to Kevin Say, and working the ball slowly upfield. They might play this one conservative just to get into half.
Well, that throw is not like one that you would see from a team that's playing it conservatively. Josh Gill tried to make 3 miracle catches on the day. However, that one just doesn't work. 2nd and 10.
Baltimore packing the middle there on that, and just was a lot of traffic across the middle. Led to an incomplete pass. So 2nd and 10. Looks like they may be lining up, try and run the ball here.
Second and 10, handoff to the outside to Kevin Say. Kevin Say picks up a block, gains a nice few yards, averaging 2.1 yards per carry. He's been doing okay.
Absolutely. Kevin Say has taken several simple handoffs to the house this season. I think this is the wise play here for the Dragons to just kind of take this one to halftime, but turning around and handing the ball off to Kevin Say is just never a bad option.
Throws it to the outside, and he's going to step out of bounds. 7 seconds remaining. Going to leave DC enough time to maybe take some shots downfield if they want to.
Yeah, on the 33-yard line, we might like to see another short passing play, try to get another 10 or 15 yards down the field, get some more room for Shabazz Synergy to attempt a Hail Mary here at the end of the half, but they've got all their timeouts in 7 seconds, so maybe they'll try and get something short on the outside, maybe get the receiver out of bounds, or something up the middle and call a timeout.
Short drop, short throw over the middle, and that one was nearly intercepted. Leaves 4 ticks remaining on the clock. And honestly, if I was DC and I wanted to have some fun, just heave one deep for the end zone. What do you got to lose?
Yeah, absolutely. Stranger things have happened. It's a long way to go to that end zone, though. Don't know if you can quite get it there, but we'll see what they come out with. 4 seconds left on the clock.
It looks like a formation that, yep, they're just going to hand it off to Kevin Say right up the middle. That is not going to take us to halftime as DC calls the timeout with 1 second remaining.
I bet they have something special right now. They're in the playbook. What do you have for 3rd and 5 with 1 second left on the clock before halftime? And they've probably got it right here. They're calling it in. They're going to dial it up. They've got the perfect play called. That's why they wanted to call this timeout. So we'll see what they've got for us on this play.
They're going to the back room under the stadium. You know, they're going to practice some dark arts, you know, to summon whatever play this is going to be.
Absolutely. Let's see what they've come up with.
3rd and 5 is going to be an offset eye, 2 wide. And the dark arts plays a simple handoff to Kevin Say, who got a block, but not much more. And that's going to bring us to halftime here in DC. Bit disappointing, you know, you think since they consulted the dark arts, they get a little bit more flashy play, but that's all they need. Baltimore's up 17-14 after 2 frames of play. And Benji, this game is getting more and more interesting by the moment.
Absolutely. Baltimore came into this game today knowing they needed a victory to increase their seeding in the playoffs. They want that first round bye. But they forgot they're playing the DC Dragons on the other side of the field here, and DC isn't going to give this game up. After a rocky start, DC Dragons have really settled in here. They've played good defense. Shabazz Synergy has been moving the offense down the field. We saw them take the lead, scoring 2 unanswered touchdowns in this first half before that Giovanni Bolt touchdown on the kickoff return to take the lead. It's been a well-played first half, I think. Both defenses opportunistic, making those turnovers. Both offenses kind of feeling the defenses out, taking what the defenses give them. Here we see that great highlight, fantastic catch in the first half by Mac Chima on that corner route throw by Jack Wigmore. But Jack Wigmore's counterpart, Shabazz Synergy, has really been playing well today, minus that 1 interception. He was looking for Jeff Banfield on that interception. He found him across the middle here later in the game, which we saw in that replay. So I think DC is absolutely in this game, and they can win it. They're doing what they need to do to win it. Play good defense, be methodical on offense, get that ball down the field. You'd love to see Kevin Say get a bit more involved. But hey, they're in this thing, and what better way to close out their first season back in the SFL than to upset the defending champions the last week of the season. So I think at halftime, coach is getting DC fired up. They'll come out ready to play in the second half. Baltimore's in a battle here, so they want to win one. I think it's all just going to set up to be an excellent second half.
Yeah, it's what happens when you see 2 trains coming at each other in full speed. You know something big's about to happen. And speaking of big things, that kickoff return for a touchdown that kept Baltimore in the lead. You know, had they not gotten that, who knows? We'd still be talking about DC Dragons in the lead.
Yep, absolutely. And I think that, you know, for the large part, T-Roy Gaines on the ground has been invisible for Baltimore. He's had 5 attempts, but I think roughly, what was he, 5 yards or so on the ground? So what can Baltimore do in the second half to try and find the holes in this DC defense? I think look to T-Roy Gaines. Turn around and hand the ball off to your veteran running back. Get him some play here early in this second half and see if that running game can help unlock things if you're Baltimore.
But DC is going to be getting their hand first on the ball. Obviously, the best way to go about this would be to easily go in and get a score, but in the SFL, we all know scoring is not exactly as easy as I just made it out to be.
Yeah, we saw the conference there before halftime summoning the dark arts didn't lead to much there. So we'll see what they have on the books for this second half after their halftime talk.
Well, the first play from scrimmage is going to be a nice little throw to Jeff Banfield, gain of 6 on the play.
And he was one of these main targets for Shabazz Synergy in that first half. Had some great catches. Jeff Banfield did, including one nice one down the middle. Lots of rookies on this team, but they have been playing at like seasoned veterans for the Dragons in the second half of this season.
Deep drop for Shabazz Synergy. Throws nice under the coverage. Gets the first down and maybe a yard or two on top of it. Going to make it a first down and 10 for the Dragons.
And they go right back to that out route there, which has really worked for them throughout the first half. K-Money, Marion, Jeff Banfield, they've been kind of working the outside there. So Shabazz Synergy's been looking for that route. They could do it again on this first down.
Deep drop for Synergy, and that one was nearly picked off. The Vultures nearly just jumped on that one. Austin Brigham could have just easily brought that one to the end zone for a touchdown.
Austin Brigham, the cornerback, really got a good jump on that ball. Shabazz Synergy was looking for his tight end, big Dennis Sagili there. But Austin Brigham, it's a great play on the ball. Gets his mitts in there, is almost able to intercept it, but knocks it away for an incompletion.
Handoff right up the middle once again to Kevin Say. Kevin Say drags defenders with him. Gains 8 yards, makes it third down and 2.
Yeah, those numbers on the screen kind of tell the tale. It's been tough sledding on the ground for both teams, especially for Baltimore. But as this second half goes on, Kevin Say is only going to get stronger. They could just crank him up and just hand this ball off him over and over.
And they prove why they are right with that play. Dragged about 2 or 3 Baltimore Vultures defenders, and now going to be first down once again, nearly at midfield.
Yeah, Kevin Say the Moose, 6 foot tall, 210 pounds. Cyron Yates on his back there. Cyron, 6'5", 290. So we see how powerful Kevin Say is, and he just gets stronger the more he gets the ball in the second half.
Short drop, throws over the sideline. That was going to be caught in bounds. Turned upfield, maybe gain an extra yard or two. Maybe Jeff Banfield with another great reception.
Kind of in line with their pattern here in this game. Kevin Say up the middle, wide receivers on the outside. These short out routes, turning them upfield. It's really working well for them. It keeps the defense guessing. What are they going to commit to? Spreading the defense out and stopping those out routes, or paying attention to Kevin Say and that running game up the middle.
Hand off to Kevin Say, this time to the outside. Not going to work out. Loss of 4 on the play.
And this time the Vultures really did a great job of flowing with the play there and shutting that down. Tackling the Moose behind the line of scrimmage. Sets up a 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5 from the shotgun. Shabazz Synergy tried to do that laser eye throw, but it falls to the ground. It's going to be 4th down and 5. Baltimore coming with a major stop.
Coming out of the gate, DC Dragons offense looked like they were going to be putting this drive together, going down the field after receiving the opening catch or kickoff and taking it in for some points, but the Vultures coming out right out of the gate and play some good defense, shut this drive down.
Punt is away, and it's going to be taking a Dragons bounce inside the 5, all the way down to Baltimore's 4-yard line. Nice punt coverage for DC Dragons.
And it sets Baltimore up deep in their own territory. Their backs are against the goal line. This is T-Roy Gaines territory. If you ask me, I think they want to kind of make some room here, push away a little bit from the end zone. They're kind of in dangerous territory here. So turn around and hand this ball off to T-Roy Gaines if you can.
That's exactly what we're going to do. Hand off T-Roy right up the middle. Only gains a single yard, though. Gives him a little bit more breathing room, but not a lot.
Great tackle on the play by veteran Clint Hendershot, coming over from Chicago this season, playing that inside linebacker spot for DC. The veteran closes in on T-Roy Gaines and makes the solid tackle.
And it's going to be, there's a fumble on the play. And I think, Baltimore did pick it up. Oh, that one was very close. It could have been very, very bad for the Vultures.
There are a few things that happen on that play. First of all, the impressive one-handed catch by Mac Chima to reel that ball in, running backwards, but then the fumble. DC couldn't hop on it. Thankful the Vultures are that they recovered that and are holding on to this ball.
Going a deep ball over the middle. It's not going to work out. 4th and 7. Kanye Rockefeller with the pass deflection. And Baltimore, they tried to get something going, but they're going to have a major loss in terms of the field position battle.
Yeah, that series probably, Coach would say on the sidelines, did not go according to plan. They almost made the connection there, but Kanye Rockefeller, the veteran free safety, is just making the play there at the right moment, takes that ball or knocks that ball away from Ivory Irvin. They decided to go deep on that to try and pick up the first down, couldn't get it, and now DC could get some great field position out of this punt.
Punts away from the shadow of his own goalpost. Going to be fair caught at the 36. Not a great punt there from Gates, but I guess it is what it is. You got to have to work with what you got.
Yes, math is not my strong suit, but I do believe the net on that punt was about 23 yards. So not ideal from the Vultures there, and DC has a great opportunity here already, almost on the Vultures' 35-yard line.
Short drop from Synergy, and that one was nearly picked off. Looked to be in the hands of Jeff Banfield for a hot second, but then it just fell to the ground, incomplete.
That route across the middle has been hot and cold for DC this game. Jeff Banfield has made a few grabs. The Vultures are just so strong up the middle there, trying to get that ball in right in front of their talented safeties, Giovanni Bolt and Troy Loshaw. It's just a dangerous play if you're DC. They got away with one there.
Another short throw over the middle is going to be caught for a 3rd down and inches. Catch is made at the 25-yard line, or 26, sorry, by Josh Gill.
That's a good play there by DC. In a strange way, it's almost like a screen. Josh Gill takes that reception in underneath the wide receivers, streaking upfield. There's a nice clean bubble there for Shabazz Synergy to get the ball out to him. Sets up 3rd and short.
Handoff around the outside to Kevin Say. And Kevin Say gets it across into near the red zone. Set up another 1st down and 10.
Kevin's able to get to the outside, shed a few tacklers, only needed a yard, and he got that yard. Hard charging yard there. That was a highly contested play, but he picked up the 1st down.
Shabazz Synergy's still got a lot of time. Dumps it off to Kevin Say. He's not going to gain anything, but not going to lose anything either. 2nd and 10.
No, great play here by Shabazz Synergy. Don't force something downfield if you're not comfortable. Last thing you want right now after this gift by Baltimore, this field position, you don't want to give that up right now. That was the right play to make. And you live to fight another down here. 2nd and 10 for DC.
Empty backfield look now for the Dragons. Throws to the corner. That one was nearly intercepted. That one, for all intents and purposes, should have been picked off by Austin Brigham. 2nd time he's gone up today. Nearly got an interception, but comes down with nothing.
I think they had one that play was sent in from the huddle. They knew exactly what they were doing on that play. Looks like they wanted Josh Gill up the sideline there. He looked like he was shot out of a cannon at the snap of that ball, but good defense by the Vultures.
3rd and 10, balls on Baltimore's 22. Deep drop from Synergy again, moving up in the pocket, throws it over the middle. That one was another nearly picked off ball. This time nearly picked off by the strong safety, Troy LaShaw.
Troy LaShaw is pretty good at picking off passes. 12 interceptions on the season. 12 interceptions on the season. 2nd in the SFL. He wants that one back. Dangerous pass by Shabazz Synergy. Now they get a field goal attempt out of this, which isn't a gimme. But if they can tie this up here, DC absolutely, obviously, still right in this game.
Kick is away, it's up, and it is through for 3. The Dragons have tied it right back up at 17 apiece. You know, you would usually think, oh, it's last week of the season, 3-8 team versus 7-4. Oh, it'd be a cakewalk for the 7-4 team. But then they forgot. It's the DC Dragons they're going up against.
Now, these are North Division rivals. We've already talked about how DC's been playing improved football the last half of the season. You don't just come into a game with DC and waltz right through them. They are a solid team that is getting better every season or every week. They're going to get better next season too. But they're not a pushover at all. They're here to win.
Oh, there's a fumble! DC recovers!
That's the big special teams play now that DC was hoping for. It wasn't a touchdown in the kicking game, but it's a turnover in the kicking game. Solid hit. Recover this fumble here. Giovanni Bolt, known for his special team prowess, gives this one up on a huge hit right in the middle, and DC Dragons fall on this ball. This is huge. Both teams kind of slugging it out here in the second half. Field position at a premium. This is another big play that DC wants to capitalize on here. They are deep in Baltimore territory.
And they're going to throw it over to Kevin Say to start off this little drive here. 2nd and 6 down to Baltimore's 28-yard line.
And they had the ball in this similar position on their last drive. And I thought the play calling was a little odd. They went away from what has led to success here. Swing passes to Kevin Say, out routes by wide receivers, and Shabazz Synergy instead was going deep across the middle. Maybe on this drive, take a little bit what the defense gives you, throw this ball in front of them, and let your playmakers go to work.
Oh, and speaking of playmakers, going right down the field, it's Jeff Banfield. These two teams, the second closest pair of teams here in the SFL. Just about 38 miles separate Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. The closest, of course, being Fort Worth and the Lone Star Glory. Only 37.3 miles separate those two. And, well, that game was very close. I think this game, if proximity is concerned, close distance between teams clearly must mean close games.
Yeah, rivals for a long time in the future, I'm sure. These guys will provide some awesome games for a long time in the SFL.
Moving out of the pocket. Oh my goodness, Shabazz Synergy avoids two people coming in for the sack at the same time. Almost reminds you of Super Bowl 42 in a way.
A little Patrick Mahomes impression. Is that what you're going to on the field there, Jack? Dodging. and is able to stand upright and get the ball out to a receiver. Didn't take the sack. 2nd and 10. Great play by Shabazz Synergy. Still got a chance to put this ball in the end zone for 6.
Short drop from Synergy, throws over to the side. He's got room to the outside, and the stiff arm. Ziggy Chronic just puts the arm out there and drags the defender along for 9 yards, making it 3rd and 1 from Baltimore's 3-yard line.
When you get in close to the end zone, your tight ends can be your best friend. And look at that move Ziggy puts on the defender. Huge stiff arm by the big tight end, 6'6", 260 pounds, out of Woodhaven, Michigan. Great play by the rookie.
Hand off to the outside, and Kevin Say waltzes in. The Dragons are back in front after punishing the Vultures for the fumble.
This last series here is what DC needs to do to win this game. You play good defense, you turn over the Vultures, and then on offense, you turn around and hand the ball off to Kevin Say, or you get him involved in the passing game on the outside. You look for your receivers on the outside. Shabazz Synergy led a great drive, a short field drive there, yes, but nonetheless, a great drive, getting the ball to his playmakers in the right way to let them do damage up the field against the Vultures. Just like that, DC's back in the lead.
Kick is away, and it is through. The Dragons are up 24-17, and Baltimore still, they have to be in a way flabbergasted that they are, still in this fight.
I think a little bit so. They would have maybe hoped that DC was going to mail it in, but it became evident really quickly in this game today that DC came to play.
Kick is away, and it's going to be fielded at around the 10, taking it past the 20, past the 25-yard line, and it's going to be knocked down at the 30 for Giovanni Bolt. Hey, you know what? At least he didn't fumble it that time.
Yeah, that's an asterisk on this game here. Giovanni Bolt, the veteran, so good at returning kicks. His special team prowess is almost unrivaled in the SFL. So that was an unfortunate one for Baltimore. But hey, they are still in this thing. Lots of game to play yet. Let's just put a good drive together and see if they can put some points on the board.
Short drop, throws it over to T-Roy Gaines, and T-Roy Gaines gains 6 yards on the nice little turnaround reception.
T-Roy Gaines sighting on the field. I think he could be key here down the stretch. One of your veteran playmakers. You've been able to utilize him perhaps as much as you had wanted to today, but it's not too late. He's a great weapon out of the backfield, and they utilized him there on that play.
2nd and 4, short drop, looking around, is going to be thrown for a first down. Nice job to get the ball out of the hands and throw it over to Jay Hayden for the first.
Second reception on the day by Jay Hayden. He's that tight end, that partner in crime to Lloyd Graham Jr. Jay Hayden, the second-year player out of Alabama, 6'4", 240 pounds. He's that second tight end, but he's there when Jack Wigmore needs him.
Deep drop from Jack Wigmore, throws over the middle, and there's about 3 receivers and 3 defenders all in the same place. Ivory Irvin was the intended target. He's just going to drop it.
David Leathers gets in there and really messes things up there. But both receivers in the same area at the same time, almost like not miscommunication, but just perhaps Jack Wigmore needed to be a little bit more patient and let that route develop. Ivory Irvin needed to scoot by Lloyd Graham Jr., and I think the ball left Jack Wigmore's hands a bit too soon, and it caused a bit of a traffic jam there on that side of the field. Sets up a 2nd and 10.
I form with 3 wides to call. Handoff right at the middle of T-Roy Gaines, 3rd and 9. 2:34 remaining in the third. Meanwhile, off in the Great White North, Vancouver's up on LA 21-13. And, obviously Vancouver wins that. It'll really make life hard for LA in terms of getting into the playoffs.
Everything coming down to the wire the last week of the SFL season.
Gonna be a deep throw to the corner. Whoa! Going up, Ivory Irvin. I'm pretty sure he caught that while his legs were in the arms of the defender.
Eric Guger there, the cornerback, or the free safety on defense there. And I mean, what do you do? What do you do if you're Eric Guger there and Ivory Irvin just goes up and grabs that? I mean, you just gotta throw your hands up there. You can't defend that. Ivory Irvin climbs the ladder to pull that one in. That's a fantastic play.
First 10 from the 32, deep drop for Jack Wigmore, throws over the middle, and there was a man wide open. You can't leave that little soft spot in the short zones open, or otherwise teams are going to exploit that all day.
Well, especially a team like Baltimore. Lloyd Graham Jr. is such a outstanding veteran presence on this team. He just settles in and finds that sweet spot right in the zone and sits down. Huge target for Jack Wigmore. You can't miss a target like that.
Handoff up the middle. Tried to get another one through, but it's going to bring up 3rd down and 1. And they're all the way down to DC's 23-yard line. Well within field goal range, but you kind of almost want a touchdown right now.
And a great play by Casey Husky, the outside linebacker. A great play earlier on this drive by Benny the Butcher, the defensive tackle spot, just zeroing in on T-Roy Gaines. Nothing going on the ground for the Vultures today.
Deep drop. Jack Wigmore going for the end zone. Nearly picked off. That's what it should have been. Wigmore forcing throws into places that they shouldn't be. And now they're going to have to try out the field goal unit in Shark Tarkington.
Jack Wigmore going for it all right there. To the end zone, to Mac Chima. Dangerous pass, but he had all the confidence in the world in his wide receiver and just could not bring that one in. That was a great drive by Baltimore, getting back into the business of what they do best today, but DC Dragons bend but don't break.
Now the field goal attempt nearly blocked from Shark Tarkington. It's through from 39 out. DC's up 24-20 over the Baltimore Vultures.
This is going to be an exciting last quarter here. I have a feeling Baltimore's going to turn it up a notch here. DC Dragons, we're going to receive this kickoff. Premium, I'm holding on to the ball. They themselves want to drain some clock here and put some more points on the board to keep the Vultures at distance.
Kneel down, and it's going to be 37 seconds remaining in the third. Probably enough time for the Dragons to maybe get a decent start off to a drive. Not much more than that.
And they have a formula for what's worked for them today. But at some point, they have to expect that the Vultures are going to take some chances on defense and really try and guard those out routes for the DC wide receivers.
Short throw to... Oh, man. Just hit right at the line and dropped, as Kevin say. Austin Brigham taking out some aggression from the fact that he hasn't been able to really get anything intercepted, so may as well just lay out a man.
Yeah, Austin Brigham brought the heat on that one and set Kevin Say down.
Short throw once again, and Kevin Say gains nothing more, nothing less. That's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter here, folks. Get your fours up in chat. The DC Dragons are beating the Baltimore Vultures 24-20 with just one more quarter to go for the Dragons' first season back. You're watching the SFL on Twitch.
Buckle up. This is going to be a good fourth quarter here.
Deep throw over the middle from Shabazz Synergy. It's going to be picked off! The Vultures get the lifeline they've needed throughout that third quarter at the start of the fourth. And Austin Brigham completes the redemption arc. He gets his first pick of the day.
Yeah, there's the interception you were talking about, Jack. And perhaps an ill-advised throw by the Dragons here. They were just Baltimore Vultures. I mean, on that replay, The replay was entirely Baltimore Vultures, all in the area. Pass was intended for Kingston Ellington, would have been his first reception on the day. Nonetheless, that's a big turnover by the Dragons. Now this defense has to come right back out on the field and face this Vultures offense.
Wigmore, deep drop, has a little time left to throw, going to get it off. And it's going to be a 9-yard gain. Catch made by Mac Chima.
Mac Chima's been making really difficult catches all game long. Here's another one. Jack Wigmore turning around in the pocket, has to sling this one, and falling down, Mac Chima is able to reel this one in. He's been super smooth today. Really good hands by Mac Chima, making sure that ball does not fall incomplete.
Second and inches, handoff to the outside to T-Roy Gaines, who gets lit up behind the line, loses 2, brings up 3rd down and 2. Tackle made by number 58, Casey Husky.
A great tackle by Casey Husky. Outside linebacker again, a rookie, but that's a big tackle, not letting T-Roy Gaines escape for any yardage on that one. Sets up a huge 3rd and 2.
Short drop from Jack Wigmore, throws it over, and it's going to be caught within the red zone. And the Vultures are finally tasting what could be their first legit touchdown opportunity in a little while.
Jack Wigmore does a great job of looking for his veteran tight end. Lloyd Graham Jr. with the short pass, just pick up the first down, keep the chains moving, also keeps the clock moving. So this is a great drive for the Vultures.
Throws deep to the back of the end zone. That was not in bounds, they're saying. Could not keep the feet in. And it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. I guess, hey, it's 1st and 10. May as well take the shot for the end zone.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play. Mac Chima in the back of the end zone, but just couldn't get the foot down. But that was a well-executed play by the Vultures. If anything, is going to keep DC guessing now, maybe off their toes a bit. What is Baltimore going to run now on 2nd and 10?
Short drop once again by Wigmore. Wigmore throws it over, and it's not going to get anything. It's going to be actually a loss of a single yard.
And Ivory Irvin coming back for the ball and just can't turn around and make anything up the field happen. Sets up a massive 3rd down here, 3rd and 11 in this game. Clock's running early in the 4th quarter, but Baltimore might not have too many of these chances yet. Let's see what they can do with this 3rd down play.
No one's in the backfield. They're going to go up top and no good. Once again, pass intended for Mac Chima. And this DC Dragons secondary in particular has really shut down the Baltimore pass attack.
John DeSantis, the cornerback, number 22 there on the coverage. I mean, when you need to have it, the rookie, John DeSantis, manning up, playing great coverage on that 3rd and 11, knocking the ball away, forces the Baltimore field goal, which is the best outcome here for DC with Baltimore so deep in their territory.
High snap, the kick is away, and it's going to be through for 3. It's a 1-point ball game here, folks. Oh, man, these are the moments that you live for in football.
For DC at home, they want to go out on top. They want to win this last game of the season and to be their 3rd in the row. Such a young franchise, so many rookies on the field right now, and these rookies are going toe-to-toe with the world champions. You know they want to win this one going away. And for Baltimore, you know they're in the playoffs. They can rest assured that they're going to have another game. It's just that they would like so badly to win this one, guarantee that 1st round bye in the upcoming playoffs. You know they want to win this one today.
DC taking it out of the end zone, and they're going to be hit hard and fall for a gain. It's going to be 1st and 10 now from their own 20.
And for DC here, of course you want to hold on the ball. Of course you want to try and put more points on the board, but the clock could be a factor here. So on this drive, Sabaz Synergy wants to bleed this clock a little bit. Hold on to the ball. Don't turn it over. See if you can get some first downs and take some time off this clock.
Throws deep over the middle. That one's going to be caught. Up to the 44-yard line. It's Josh Gill, and the Dragons' pass attack, on the other hand, has just come alive.
Shabazz Energy spreads the Dragons out on this play, and all this talk about going short to the outside or running up the middle, and they go down the field, and they connect. A play they've tried to so many times today, but finally great success right up the middle to Josh Gill on that play.
First and 10, deep drop. Throws over the middle, and that one was nearly picked off the Baltimore defender, reaching up and getting the pat down.
Just got his fingertips on the ball, and that prevents the completion to Jeff Banfield. The Dragons are playing aggressive on this drive. Why not? You know, they have got a 1-point lead over Baltimore, taking some chances here. Let's see what they come up with here on a 2nd and 10.
Hand out to the outside to Kevin Say. Kevin Say's got some blocks. He's got room to the outside. It's a foot race to the 30, 25, 23. Did not have that last little burst of speed at the end to get into the end zone, but still, Kevin Say, what a run.
Absolutely. You can almost expect a run like this from the Moose once a game. Second half, he only gets stronger, and it's only a matter of time before he breaks loose. He loves that off-tackle play to the weak side, and great blocking up front by the Dragons, and they were able to spring him for the big gain, and the Dragons are driving almost into the red zone.
Short drop, throws over to the sideline, and we caught by Banfield. Banfield gains 7, now down to Baltimore's 16-yard line. Still anyone's game for the taking.
Inching closer to that touchdown now in the red zone. Clock's not moving at the moment, but this is a really great drive that DC's putting together. It might not matter so much about the clock if they can put a touchdown on the board right now.
Hand off to Kevin Say to the outside. Kevin Say tried to figure out something out there, but couldn't in time. He's going to lose a few yards. Tackle made by number 76 for the Vultures. That is Nate Brown.
Baltimore did a great job up front. That defensive line stringing that play to the outside, forcing Kevin Say to run toward the boundary, and then Nate Brown's able to wrap him up. That was a great play by that front four, the Vultures.
Handoff up the middle to Kevin Say. It's going to be a gain of, I think, about 2 or 3 yards, bringing up 4th down and 3. Baltimore holds DC to a field goal, but a field goal still makes it so that they need a touchdown.
Good tackle in the middle by Cyron Yates. The Vultures, that front four, playing tough there against Kevin Say in the run game. Did what they needed to do, set up this field goal attempt.
Kick is away, and it is through. DC extends their lead 27-23. And once again, Baltimore, they need a touchdown, although they haven't really gotten any as of late.
That's a credit to the well-played defense by the Dragons. Now they're going to be coming back up on the field. But first things first, if you're DC, you just got to remember, you're kicking this ball to Giovanni Bolt. The big play here. Just make sure you tackle him and put him on the ground.
Kick is away, and it's going to be fielded at around the 10, taking it past the 20 up to the 30, and 31 is where they're going to mark him down. Baltimore still doing pretty well today. However, again, a touchdown is needed here.
Jack Wigmore's had a solid game, 23 of 33 at the moment, more than 180 yards, so he's completing about 70% of his passes. He's played a good game today. It does have that one interception, but now they need him to really captain a great drive here for the Vultures.
They're going to start it off with a handoff to T-Roy Gaines, the outside gain of 1, not much more, not much less.
Got good push up front by that DC front. I believe John Gary, who we've mentioned his name several times from his defensive end spot, gets into the backfield and forces T-Roy Gaines to take a running lane he didn't want to, stretches that play out to the outside instead of letting him cut up the middle.
Short drop from Wigmore, going to be thrown, caught for a gain of about 7. Brings up 3rd and 1. Clock is still ticking for the Vultures, and you know, you need the first down.
Yeah, DC Dragons are content right now to keep everything in front of them. So they're backing up, playing some zone here. They don't want to give Jack Wigmore anything over the top to his talented receivers.
Throws over to T-Roy Gaines. He's got enough room in front of him for a first down and for a few yards on top of it for the nice little bit of comfort.
Sets up another first down here, and I think for DC, they're okay with this. Jack Wigmore gets the ball out in space to T-Roy Gaines. He's able to pick up the first down, so keeps the chains moving. But I think for a while here in the middle of the field, the Dragons are going to play this kind of, it's not truly a prevent defense, but again, they want to keep everything in front of them. They're going to be dropping back a little bit, force Jack Wigmore to dump this ball off underneath where it can't hurt you for a touchdown.
Short drop, and that's the same thing they're going to do for the past couple plays. Final score update from the Great White North. The Vancouver Legion have beat the LA Lycans 31-13, and now for the Lycans, their playoff hopes rest in the Houston versus London game this Wednesday. If Houston wins, then they will be out of the playoffs. If London wins, your team, Benji, they will be in the playoffs at the 12th seed.
Well, London wishes they could be in the playoffs this season, but we'll be happy to make some of the teams out there in the SFL lose a little bit of sleep at night in the next few days.
3rd down and 1 after that play. Short drop, throws over the middle. Ooh, that was a very risky throw. 4th and 1. With 4:13 remaining, the ball's on the 45. Would you say this is almost go for it time?
Wow, I'm not quite sure about this. This is really tricky. Riley Coos steps right in front of that slant route, almost picked it off. But, Jack, that's really interesting. 4 minutes on the clock, 4th and 1. The way DC has been playing offense, looks like they might side with you, perhaps. They might go for it here.
That they are. Jack Wigmore, short drop, throws over the middle, caught for the first down, up to the 40-yard line. And again, you know, they went with my side, and turns out, Benji, I was right.
Way to go. You called it, Jack. And Baltimore did what they've done before. Short field. They decided not to run for that first down, but they found Lloyd Graham Jr. on the short route. Sure-handed tight end reels in that reception for the first down.
1st and 10. Short drop from Wigmore, throws over the sidelines, and oh, that one was tipped away, nearly picked off. Had he not jumped on that, Daly Holder with the drop. And also, we have another wild card matchup confirmed. The first one of wild card weekend next weekend. The number 9 seeded Jacksonville Kings are going to be traveling to Denton, Texas, to play the Lone Star Glory. The Glory themselves, you know, they had a barnstormer of a game just a few hours ago, beating the Fort Worth Toros to lock in their spot. Short throw over the middle, and it's not going to go anywhere. 3rd down and 10 on DC's 40. 3:36 remaining in the ball game.
Another short throw up the middle. Great play there on the inside. Perhaps that was Clinton Hendershot, the middle linebacker there. Sure enough, look at that on the replay. The 9-season veteran gets his big mid up there, knocks that ball away at the last minute, saving the day. 3rd and 10, huge down right now for this Dragons defense. What does Baltimore do on offense to try and pick up this first down?
Well, let's see what it is. 3rd and 10, 3 wide to the top, 1 wide to the bottom. Short drop for Wigmore, goes to the corner, and it's going to be picked off! Oh, they went for the aggressive move, but it doesn't work. DC takes it away.
Eric Guger on the interception, the free safety. If you remember earlier in the game, I think it was Ivory Irvin who climbed up on the ladder over Eric Guger and took the ball away from him. And here he returns the favor. Baltimore electing to go deep on that 3rd and 10. And the rookie out of Tacoma, Washington, Eric Guger, picks off that ball. Turns this back over to Shabazz Synergy in the offense.
Throws over the middle and is going to fall to the ground and complete. 2nd and 10 with 3:28 remaining in this ball game. As things currently hold, the Baltimore Vultures would be hosting the Las Vegas Fury in a wild card game. It's not confirmed yet whether that would be 7 versus 10 or 6 versus 11. But of course, if Baltimore can come out and pull off the victory, they would be slotted right into the 3 seed and would be granted a first-round bye. Hand off to the outside to Kevin Say, and Kevin Say gains a few yards, makes it 3rd down and 8, and at this point, it seems to be that DC is relatively content just to drain the clock.
Last thing they want to do right now, 4-point lead, deep in your own territory, is turn the ball over. You got a 3rd and 8 here. Short pass, maybe even swing pass to the Moose, but don't turn this ball over.
Throwing it deep over the middle, and they went aggressive, and it works out for them up to the 45-yard line. And they found just the right spot for Jeff Banfield.
Great catch across the middle. They do go aggressive, and they hook up. Shabazz Synergy does with Jeff Banfield across the middle. They've been picking their spots to throw this pattern throughout the game today, and it works out for them on that 3rd down. They pick up the conversion, and the clock is going to continue to roll for DC.
Hand off to the outside to Kevin Say once again, gain of 2. We'd like to welcome our audience in here from Next Level Sports, who just enjoyed watching Vancouver beat the LA Lycans 31-13 here in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. It's been a barn burner of a game, folks. DC's up 27-23, making Baltimore pay on some key mistakes as we head to the 2-minute warning. DC's up 27-23. Baltimore, the defending champs, looking still fighting for their right to a first-round bye. Second and 8, balls on the DC Dragons 48-yard line. Hand off to the outside. Kevin Say picks up some blocks. Kevin Say gets it to within Baltimore's 37. Going to force the Vultures to call their first timeout.
The Moose is loose. Give the ball to Kevin Say. And that's what they do on this play. He's heating up. He's ready for these last 2 minutes here. Just give him the ball. DC has this game in their sights. They just need a few more touchdowns. Well, that'd be great. First downs, excuse me. They can run this clock out. Shabazz Synergy coming up to the line. Wow, this would be a fantastic result for DC if they can hold on to this ball and run this clock out and steal this game away from Baltimore.
It would be a huge upset in favor of the Dragons. Hand off to Kevin Say right up the middle. Gain of 2. Baltimore forced to call their second timeout.
And I think they know what's coming too on 2nd and 8. Be looking for the Moose on this play. DC, the clock is their best friend right now. Make or force Baltimore to burn those timeouts. And you can do that by turning around, handing the ball off to Kevin Say.
Yeah, and honestly, for them, they don't even really need the first down to really make this difficult. Hand off to Kevin Say to the outside. Kevin Say gets it down to the 31, and as I was saying, they just need a few more yards, and you can kind of try and chip in a field goal, make life all that much more hard for the Baltimore Vultures.
Yeah, for those who are just turning in, Giovanni Bolt has a kick return touchdown in this game today. So DC, yeah, you're right, Jack. They could put 3 points on the board here, put a little bit more distance between them and Baltimore. But I think DC just does not want to give this ball back to Baltimore, period. They don't want to kick it to Giovanni Bolt, and they don't want to give it to Jack Wigmore with any time left on the clock.
And they hand it up to Kevin Say he's not going to get the first down. So it's going to be on Baltimore's 29. It'd be a pretty easy field goal from here for most SFL kickers. I mean, hey, you say that about Giovanni Bolt. He also has a fumble today. So, I mean...
He does have a fumble today, but what are the odds that he's going to fumble a kick return? This is setting up some real drama here. If DC can make this field goal and have to kick this ball off, could be some fireworks in the last minute of this game.
Low snap, kick is away, it's up, it's over. And it's no good! The Dragons miss! Don Wilson misses the field goal! And Baltimore's lifeline has been restored. A minute on the clock. They can still win this.
Wide left, it looked to be on that kick there. And now Jack Wigmore comes back on the field. They need a touchdown. They've got a minute. They've got the team to do it. But this defense, DC defense, has been playing lights out. We'll see what happens.
Empty backfield. You got to just be taking shots down the field. They're going to do that. First one over the middle to Washington, D.C.'s 42-yard line. And they already made up so much room. They're going to have to spike it here. Took a lot of time off the clock just adjusting some stuff at the line. But man, the first play to start what could be a game-winning drive, it went to perfection.
Yeah, if you're DC and you're thinking about what Baltimore might be doing, remember Jack Wigmore has tried to go deep to Ivory Irvin on that far side of the field a couple times, and they're lining up again. Watch Ivory Irvin at the top of the screen. Eric Guger in coverage there. It's a free safety spot. That could be a matchup here in this last minute.
Short drop, throws it over to the sideline, and can he get out of bounds? No, he cannot. Makes it 3rd down and 2. They don't exactly have all the time left. They need the first down, and they need to get the ball out of bounds. Short drop from Wigmore. Goes deep over the middle. Yes! Down to the 12! 23 seconds and counting!
There's that play to Ivory Irvin. They got him across the middle. They're not going to clock it here. They are going to clock it.
I mean, you know, you only have so much time left, and now they have 3 plays. I would say take 3 shots at the end zone.
Yeah, they can't afford something short across the middle that gets tackled. And with this clock running, if that's the case, they have 2 plays left. If they go across the middle here, they've got to plan on only one more play after this if they do not score on this play.
Deep drop from Wigmore, moving up in the pocket. He's going to be sacked. Baltimore's got to rush back to the line. They need it. Oh, there's not a lot of time left. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3. He needs to get the snap off. He will, barely in time. Oh my goodness.
The last play, the last second of the SFL regular season, right here, the defending champs. Last play, 4th down. You need a touchdown to secure the 3rd seed in the playoffs. You're calling in 1 play, and this is it.
From the black magic, whatever they may have summoned, let's see if it works. 5 wide, empty backfield for Baltimore. Taking his time is Jack Wigmore. Wigmore, deep in the pocket, throws in the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Baltimore beats the Dragons! And the crowd has gone dead silent.
Oh my, I've gone dead silent. Daly Holder across the middle. Kanye Rockefeller in coverage. But they just spread everyone out wide, and Baltimore Vultures pull off the improbable. They're kicking the extra point. They are going to win this game at the gun against the DC Dragons, who had this one in hand. I can't believe it.
Neither can I. This week's been insanity from start to finish. And the Baltimore Vultures hold on to win against the DC Dragons.
Amazing
Oh, my.
finish to this game. The defending champs, Jack, the Baltimore Vultures, it looked like they were down and out. But you know what you can never do? You can never count the defending champs out. And we see exactly why. Jack, against an amazing team, the DC Dragons put up such a great fight today. And here at the end, Baltimore rips it away.
Yeah, the Dragons did everything and more. Honestly, if they keep up this level of play next season, I'm calling it right now, they're going to be in the playoffs. They are such a good team, and they've been really proving it all. They've really been proving they're better than what their record indicates all season long. And the fact that they were right there to beat the defending champions, that's not something you see every day of the week.
Absolutely. I mean, kudos, applause, hands off, whatever you want to say right now. At the conclusion of this game and the conclusion of this regular season, the DC Dragons are going to be a force to reckon with in the future. This team is comprised almost entirely of rookies, and they came to play today. And again, they were so close to winning this game against the Baltimore Vultures, who are the world champs. So kudos to the DC Dragons. But let's talk about the Baltimore Vultures. If this isn't a statement to the SFL now, they didn't play the game perhaps they wanted to play today, but they got it done in dramatic fashion. Jack Wigmore, the captain, leading this drive. Ivory Irvin, Daley Holder, Mac Chima, even the tight ends, Jay Hayden, Lloyd Graham Jr., and T. Roy Gaines, all making big plays when the big plays had to be made. And they pulled this one out in the end. You know this. I mean, I don't even really know what else to say about this one, Jack, except that this win could propel a team into the playoffs for a deep run. Whew, I'm out of breath now just talking about this one. This was a fantastic game to call and watch. Kudos on two good seasons by two good teams.
Yeah, two fantastic seasons. Both teams played well and truly to their limits. These are two teams that, they've been rivals before, and, Tim Johnson and Jermaine Smith, they're familiar with each other. They've played each other before, and for the first season back, Baltimore takes the first duel in the DMV. Jack Wigmore wins Player of the Game awards, 35-52, 238 yards, 2 touchdowns, including the game winner. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to this afternoon's game. I'm Jack Brown, alongside Benji Matson, Johnny Bravo in the stats truck, and Cam Irvine, our producer. We say so long and have a wonderful Sunday afternoon.